Camperville build part 4. Or I'm sorry, part 5. A lot of progress. As you guys can see, we've got the roof on. The entire camper is skinned. I do have a window in there as a mock-up, but it's not, sorry about that, it's not officially bolted in. See, here's what the opening looks like. And there's the roof. It's got a compound curve, aft to 4 and port to starboard, I guess. Front to back, side to side. Let's do that. Very happy with how it's coming along. I think you guys can probably get a sense for the shape. So that black portion, which has the rhino line, would slide into the bed of the truck, and the wood portion would hang over the bed rails. Hold on, I'm gonna go around here. There is the back. See, it's got a great big door on it. It's also got some compound curves on it. And then the inside, which is what I will be starting with soon, still not completed. But you can see there's the floor. There, the far back, you will sleep perpendicular. See the roof? I've got some supports going through it. It's all arched. As you guys have seen in other videos, there is some storage up there. And then these two side areas will be the cabinets. I think I've discussed it, but I'll cover it. So this side, which would be the driver's side, or if you're walking into the left, this will contain the electronics for the solar system, including the power inverter. I haven't sorted out exactly how I'm going to work it out, but I think I'm either going to put, so this little section right here will be just a counter space, if you will, or a little workspace. And I will either have the plugs coming out here, or I will have some sort of a door that closes here, and you can access the plugs and stuff like that. The battery, my hopes, so this little space right here, if you can kind of imagine, when it slides into the truck, for the width of the bed rail, there's going to be a gap there, and I'm going to put a little door in it. It's really hard to imagine. I'll show you when I get there. My hope is I can store the battery in that area, so it would be in the bed of the truck on the outside of the camper, and then I could run the wires through the floor here. If not, though, I could store it inside of this space here. And then, of course, the rest of the space, I haven't figured out my exact configuration, but it'll just be shelves, maybe some drawers, something like that, some storage areas. Over on this side, which would be the passenger side, more, cabinets and drawers. I'm going to have one drawer that slides out with my one burner, so it will be fixed. Of course, that burner can be removed if need be. And then this will also be, excuse me for a minute, the location from which I have my water. It'll be a simple gravity feed system. This is 7 gallons. I don't think I'll keep it full to 7 gallons, but that will be in that enclosed area at a higher section. And then this is actually a brand new, mind you, but an oil drain container, and I'm going to use that as a sink. So I'll have this on a drawer underneath this that aligns with the spigot, and that way if I need to wash my hands or maybe some minor dishwashing or what have you, I can do so, and it would function as kind of like a little sink in a natural gray container. Then when I need to empty it, I just pull it out, undo the cap, and dump it. That's the plan, at least. So yeah, it's coming along well. So the roof is going to be fiberglass. It's obviously plywood. This is what I bent over. It was construction grade stuff. I finished it. I bondoed it. I don't need a super smooth surface, but I did want to clear up a few things, like screw holes, for example. And I'm gonna use some polyester resin and this woven cloth on the top. That's going to be primarily for waterproofing, but also to add a little bit of rigidity and strength. I'm going to take it right up to this edge. This will maintain wood, and the plywood will come right up to this edge. And then, as I talked about before, I'm going to seal all of the walls here. This, of course, will have trim around it. And then I'm going to do a tan-colored gel coat on the top. So that's kind of my next major projects are to get the windows bolted in, get the trim around them. I haven't made up my mind entirely, but I'll put some kind of a trim right here and on the front. And then get the roof fiberglass and gel coated. Once that's done, the outside, other than sealing it, which I'll do at the very end, is just pretty much on point. And then I'm going to move on to the interior. I still have to make the door. That might be a project unto itself. This piece of wood here is going to be what sits back there and encompasses like the bed area. But I'm going to, it's kind of hard to describe, but I'm going to build it to where it has some shallow boxes and a lift-up door in the front for the purposes of storage. And I'm not going to fix it permanently, but I'm going to have it on a hinge with a gas shock back there so I can lift it up. Of course, as we discussed, I've got to build out and figure out the exact design for all this cabinet space between the water system, the power system, and all the other storage areas. I've got to build the 2 doors for the front bed rail storage down there. And I'm sorry, I lost my chain of thought here. But oh, that's all right. The headliner. So there's going to be a headliner that goes across, and my initial plan, we'll see if it works, is to use this insulating foam, and if you could see, it's 3/4 and it's very bendable. My ideal plan is to actually put large Velcro panels up on the ceiling and put those corresponding Velcro panels on the aluminum side here, and then actually put a fabric around the outside, which would be the point facing down, and then actually take those and, of course I would cut them to shape and form them to the compound curves of the roof. And the hope is that would, be aesthetically pleasing. It would have some sound dampening qualities and insulating qualities. Though I'm not insulating the interior, I'm out here in the desert Southwest. I think insulation on the roof has a value. At first, hopefully, when the sun's beating down, it would kind of not conduct as much of that heat coming through, though I understand it's going to get through one or the other. And then 2, in the wintertime, of course, heat rises, and having, though I'm not going to insulate the walls, having a large surface area on top that has some insulation, hopefully that might help out a little bit. Structurally, for the most part, it is done, or at least the major components of it. Now it's just kind of going in and doing all the systems and interior maintenance. Thus far, I'm incredibly happy. My biggest concern was, would the roof work as I hoped, and it did. For me, I think the rest is just kind of really some more of the exciting stuff, because you'll start seeing it come together. But I consider myself, been working on this project for about 5 weeks, and I consider myself, if I can keep up the pace I'm going, maybe halfway done. But we'll see. All right, that's it. Thanks.